Okie dokie. All right, we will go ahead and start standing today. I'm going to start with those feet about hip distance apart. And first, just pick up those toes and then try and just put them down, spread them nice and wide. And then from here, just kind of rock that body weight back and forth a little bit. Back and forth, back and forth. Until you just come to a stop. Go ahead and close your eyes, standing up nice and tall. Take those vertebrae, stack them one on top of the other. Draw those shoulders up to your ears and then try and press the shoulders back and down. And just pushing the shoulders back and down, and then try and relax through the shoulders. As we relax, try not to let the shoulders creep back up to our ears, but just try and press the shoulders back and down, relax. Just letting the arms hang by our side. Keeping that chin lifted. Just standing up nice and tall. If you could just imagine taking a journey from the sacrum up to the cervical vertebrae, from the bottom to the neck. Just each vertebrae would be stacked one on top of the other. As you create that length all the way through that spine. Imagine a string at the top of the head, just pulling your head up and keeping you nice and long. And then as you inhale, lifting up through the top of the head. As you exhale, take that right ear to the right shoulder. And then as you inhale, head through center and then left ear to the left shoulder. So just taking that head through center, over to one side, and then over to the other. Just a couple more times. And then we're going to land with that right ear to the right shoulder. And take by pressing that left shoulder down the way and reaching those left fingertips all the way down to the ground. Trying to create some space best as you can through the side of that neck. And then if you'd like, taking that right hand and just resting it on the head, not pulling on the head, but just the weight of the hand to create a little bit more of a stretch. Still keeping those fingertips reaching down through the left hand all the way down to the ground. If you've taken the right hand up, relax that right hand down by your side. And then from here, relax that left shoulder. And then this time we'll drop that head down, rock that head out side to side, chin passing through center a couple times. And take that left ear over to that left shoulder. Pressing again, that right shoulder down the way. Take those fingertips, reaching them all the way down to the ground. Keeping the chin lifted and back, not letting the chin drop forward, keeping the chin back and up. And then too, if you'd like, again, you can take that left hand, just rest it on that head. Again, not pulling, just letting a little bit of the weight of the hand and the arm be enough to create some space to the side of the neck. And continue to breathe. And then releasing that left hand. If it's come there, relax that right shoulder. And again, a couple more times, just rock that head out. With that chin passing through center now. Side to side. Half neck circles, keeping the safety of that neck in mind. And then we'll bring that chin down towards our chest. Chin down towards our chest. And as we're here, we're trying to think about rolling the shoulders back and down. So chin's coming forward. Creating stretch to the back of the neck. Here too, if you'd like, you can take the hands and interlace those fingers. You can place those behind the head and bring the elbows forward. But again, don't pull on the head, just the weight of the arms, creating more stretch through the back of the neck. If that's too much, just take the shoulders, the elbows out a little bit. Just take the hands back down. And then draw those elbows out and open, release those hands. And then as we inhale, lifting that chin up, you can open up those eyes and let's draw those shoulders up towards our ears. Inhale, exhale, round. Let those shoulders come up and let the shoulders drop back. And yet again, a couple more times. One more time, shoulders up to the ears and back. And then this time we're gonna go the opposite direction. We're gonna draw the shoulders up and we're gonna roll them forward. And draw the shoulders up. And you're gonna just let them come forward. Draw the shoulders up, let them come forward. One more time, draw the shoulders up and let them come down. And then as we inhale, bring the arms up. Take the hands together and then just take it over to the right, taking a side body stretch all the way through the left side of the body, taking that left arm, reaching over to the right. And then bring it back through center, taking it over to the other side. And then coming back to center. And then from here, taking those arms out to the side, taking that left arm across the body and take that right arm and just use that to help draw that arm across the body. And opening up those arms. This time right arm comes across. Use that left arm to help pull that arm across. Stretch the shoulder, the tricep. And then release those arms, just reaching long, reaching out to the side. And then drop those hands behind you. Roll those shoulders back, clasp those hands. Lift that chest. And then we're going to inhale up. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to fold forward. So coming into a standing forward fold, those arms are clasped behind you. Lift them up overhead, wherever they'll go. Let's take one more nice deep breath here. And then we'll release those arms. And as you release the arms, just let those arms kind of circle one direction, the other. And then we're just going to hang out in a forward fold. Let those arms just come to stop, relax. And from here, if it feels good, you can shift the weight from one leg to another. One side, you can walk it out in place. And then from here, equal weight pulling up through both legs. Adjust the body coming towards those legs. Just stay in your forward fold for a moment. And then from here, just gonna walk the hands over to the right. So just kind of changing the position of the upper body, keeping the lower body right where it was. Just walk the hands over, a little bit different back stretch, a little bit different leg stretch. And then walk the hands back through center, and then walk the hands over to the left. Straighten yourself over that left leg. And then from here, walk those hands back, keeping those legs as long as you can, stretching those hamstrings. And pulls that low back, and let's inhale to a flat back to that half fold. Take a gaze out over those feet, over the end of the mat maybe. Push those hamstrings back, hands can stay on the ground, go to the shins, whatever's most comfortable. And then exhale, release back to that forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads with a nice flat back. Up we come to standing. Coming up, bringing the hands around, and then we'll come into our tree pose, get a little balance standing. And with that tree pose, we're gonna start off on the left leg and that right foot. If you need help with balance, you can use a toe hold out to the side. You can take the toe in. You can also use your surroundings to help hold on. If you wanna bring that foot and that leg up, just make sure you're avoiding that knee bend, that knee joint. And then once you get to where you are, try and open up through that hip, rotate, open that right hip out. Try and stand nice and tall, so keeping those shoulders stacked over your hips. Find a little balance. Find a little place to hold. And if you want, you can move your tree. You can take your arms up. You can open your tree. Just find a place to challenge, and if you need that little kickstand, use it. If you need to hold on to something, use it. I'm trying to get that stability on the left side of the body. Really, what is our balance all about? It's about joint stability. And here it's the ankle, the knee, and the hip that have to be stable on the left side to come and hold. And then from here, let's just take the arms out to the side at a T, and let's draw that knee forward. And you can release that foot, so just coming here, holding, just lengthening through that left leg. And extending that leg, bringing the arms up. And if you need help with balance, you can always just take a toe hold. You can lift it up as you can. And then bending that knee, same thing here. You can keep a toe hold. Just a couple more times, extend it. and bend. Good time, extend, and then bend, and just hold. One more breath. We're just gonna release and bring it down. Shake. Whatever you need to do to get that left side to release as we make our way onto the right leg. Again, don't be afraid if you need help with balance. Get something you can hold on to help, because you can also then let go and grab as you need. There's lots of ways, as opposed to not challenging yourself. There's ways to challenge, move around. So just do what you need. And once you get into your tree, wherever you are, again, that left hip, trying to draw that knee out, try to open up through that hip, stand up nice and tall, find some stability, place to rest, focus. Also sometimes something to focus on that's not moving can help you balance. And then too, if you'd like, again, open up the tree, move the tree, whatever works. That lift and that length through that spine, each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other. And then again, we'll take the arms out to the side. Again, draw that knee forward, release that foot. Again, still trying to keep that balance and extend that leg, arms up, and then again, bend that knee. Just a little bit different challenge for that leg, that right leg. Bending and extending. One more time. Extend, and then bend, and bring it down. We're ready to move that right side of the body, a little bit stronger, a little more stable. And then from here, we're gonna be making our way all the way down to the ground. So if you need to reorient yourself, go ahead. So take a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale, and we're going to fold forward. So coming back into that forward fold again, anytime you get somewhere and you need to move a little, feel free, move, and hold. There's two ways we can stretch. We can stretch with movement dynamically, and we can stretch by holding, static stretching. So let's move a little, get that stretch going, then we hold a little, and then take those hands down, walk or jump into the plank, into our plank. And in your plank, you can either come to your toes, or if you need to come to those knees, feel free. And then we're gonna chaturanga. We're gonna slowly lower down like we're doing that tricep push-up, and then to a cobra. So lifting up that chest, using that low back, just a little tiny lift. Release, curl your toes, lift your hips, and coming back into our downward facing dog. Coming into a down dog, staying here. If you get here and you need to move, you need to walk it out, feel free, do what you need. We're pushing the chest away from the arms, pushing back and down into those heels. And at the same time, I'm lifting that tailbone up and back like this. And then we're gonna lift the right leg up behind us, nice and high, to your down dog splits. Bend the knee to nose coming through in between the hands. And then we're gonna come up into a high lunge. So we're gonna lift that chest, lift the arms, and bring ourselves up. Just a moment into a high lunge, coming here, taking a bend into those knees, getting in both knees, taking a look for those toes on that right foot, making sure we can still see them, and then taking the hands back behind us, rolling the shoulders back and down, and then we're gonna fold over that right leg. And as we fold forward, just taking the arms with us, behind us, wherever, come and hold. If you need more help with balance, you can always come to the back knee cushion, you can put a blanket under the knee. And then let's release those arms down beside the foot. And then let's keep the left hand there and take the right arm up and just give a little twist. So reaching up with the right arm, reaching, twisting, right foot's out in front. And then from here, taking that hand down, and we're just gonna come back up through our high lunge and then come into warrior two. Drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up those hips, open up that chest, and bend into that front knee. And as we've come into our warrior two, here we've got almost a 90-degree angle with those feet. Right foot goes forward, left foot goes to the side, but always to protect that back knee. You can pick up that back heel, open up that ankle a little bit, lean that heel a little bit more down towards the right corner of your mat. Keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. And now what do you do if you're not as comfortable and those legs are screaming at you in your warrior? You can always bring those legs a little closer together. It just means you won't bend into that front knee as much. It doesn't ask for as much stability, much muscle work here. So just come, find a place you can. And then from here, I'm gonna bring that right forearm above that right knee, and then bring that left arm right up overhead. So bringing that left arm up, take it long, reach. And then we're gonna bend the elbow, take that left arm behind the back. And then if you can bind, you can take that right hand together behind the back. If you can't bind, if you have a towel, or my favorite is an old tie. If you can't, you can always take that with you. And you can use that and you can walk those hands in on something like a towel or a tie to help get you where you need to be. But you want to take that left shoulder and try and roll it out and open. And just come and hold. A couple more breaths. But not necessary. You can always get a really good stretch by just taking that left arm behind and rolling that shoulder back. And then from here, release that left arm. Let's take that left arm overhead and forward to our side angle. So coming here in that right arm, the elbow can be resting still above the knee. You take the hand on the inside of the foot, outside of the foot, whatever works. But what you really want to concentrate on is that left arm, that bicep right over the ear, reaching forward, taking that chest, opening up that chest, rolling that shoulder back, and just holding it here. Still lower body in our same position where we were before. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to release that arm down, take that toe forward with us and come into a wide-legged forward fold. So now coming into a wide-legged forward fold, head coming between those legs. If you want, you can take the arms, walk them through. If the head's in the way, turn the head to the side. All the while keeping those inner thighs pulling up and in, giving those inner thighs a nice big stretch. And then from here, walk the hands out so they're underneath the shoulders. Inhale to a flat back. Take a gaze out. Just take a gaze up and over just momentarily. And then from here, we're going to exhale, release, and then we're going to take those hands to our hips. We're going to come back to that flat back. We're going to make our way all the way up to standing. And then from here, as we come up, if your knees and toes are a little bit uncomfortable, we can turn the knees and the toes out just slightly as we bring the arms up, coming into our star pose. Just take those arms up, reaching long, spread those fingers wide. Then again, the toes and the knees, if you're uncomfortable with them coming forward, you can turn them out slightly. Whatever's going to be comfiest, good for those knees. So just reaching long. And now we are going to turn those toes and those knees out slightly as we come into our goddess pose. Because we're going to come into a plie squat. So we're going to turn those toes and those knees out. We're going to bring those elbows in, palms up, just bend into those knees, just sitting up nice and tall. Pulling those elbows in, letting those palms come out. Shoulders stacked over the hips, nice long spine. Tapping into those inner thighs and those quadriceps a little bit. Just bending to where you're comfortable. If you're not as comfortable going as low, you just don't bend as much. If you're really comfy, settle in a little farther, a little deeper, whatever works. One more breath. And then from here, as we release, we're going to pivot back to the right. Take those hands down. Send that right leg back behind us. Back to our down dog splits. Angle forward to a one-legged plank. Through your plank, slowly chaturanga. Release that leg. Coming up to a little cobra. When you're ready, release. Curl your toes, lift your hips. Come back into that down dog. Come back to our down dog. Feels good. Walk it out. And then just hold here for a few breaths. And you're ready, lift that left leg up behind you, nice and high. Basically the same sequence on the other side. So bend that knee, swing it forward, try and get it in between your hands. When you are steady, peel yourself up to that high lunge. come here, find some balance. Also too, again, if you're not as comfy here, same thing applies with leg placement. You can bring your legs closer, but what you do is you just don't bend those knees as much. You want to avoid that knee going out over that ankle. You want it to be placed right on top or behind. There's always ways to modify. You can even come to your back knee if you need to, but we're not here too long. So I want you to take those hands back behind you, roll the shoulders back, and then fold over that leg. So here, trying to find some balance, fold yourself and hold. And then releasing those hands down, keep the right hand down, take the left arm up and just give it a twist, reaching up. Here, try to get that left arm above that left shoulder. And then release that hand down, inhale, bring ourselves back up into that high lunge, and then into our warrior two, dropping on the inside the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, and just reach with those arms. Come here and hold. Looking out over those fingertips or forward, wherever's comfortable. Neck. Couple more breaths. And always too, if you feel like you want to go a little deeper, feel free to go a little deeper. If you feel a lot of resistance, you need to come out, feel free. And then bringing that left elbow above that left knee. And first starting here, just taking that right arm up. Try to open up through that right shoulder, just staying here. Just reaching long. And then bending that elbow. Take that arm behind the back. And again, if you want to try and bind, if you can get those hands together. If not, hold here or take something that can help you get there, a towel or tie or whatever. But try and take that right shoulder. That right shoulder up, that right shoulder back. Breath. And then releasing that right arm. Take that right arm right over that ear, reach forward, and again, that left arm can come down onto the inside of the leg, or you just resting above that knee. You're trying not to let that chest and that shoulder collapse forward. Try to keep that chest open, keep that shoulder back. One more nice deep breath. And then from here again, release that arm, release that toe, so go forward and come into that wide-legged forward fold. So again, now both toes pointed in the same direction, just a nice wide-legged forward fold. Walking each hand out to the foot or to the legs, respectively, each one. Pull yourself in a little bit more. And then from here, release, walk those hands out underneath the shoulders. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Bring those hands to your hips. Inhale, come to that flat back, and then we're going to come all the way up. Just standing into our star pose again, bringing the arms up, and just get yourself to a nice long position. Place where you can shine, reaching those fingers all the way up towards the sky. And then from here again, turning those toes and those knees out, bend those elbows, coming into our goddess. Bend the knees, just come here for a few breaths. Close your eyes if you'd like. Take a little bit different perspective on your goddess pose if you close the eyes. Even though we've got both feet planted firmly on the floor, a little bit different, a little bit less stability with those eyes closed. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to release forward. We're going to turn back to the left. We're going to take that left leg back behind us, back into your down dog splits. Angle forward to a one-legged plank. Through that plank, and again, you can go to your knees if you need to. Chaturanga, lower down, lift up to your little cobra, and then release and curl your toes. Lift your hips into your down dog. then from here, walk or jump those feet up towards those hands to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body coming towards those legs. Lengthen those legs and that back and bring it all together. And then from here, inhale to a flat back, gazing out over the end of the feet. Hands can go to the shins or down to the ground. Lengthen and hold. And then exhale, release back into that forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat, flat back. Up, up, up we come. All the way up to standing. All right, and so we make our way into eagle next. If you do need help with balance, again, something you can hold on to, or we can also keep a toe hold. But an easy thing to do with eagle is if you have a wall that's there for you, you can just lean into the wall and sit at the wall, but we'll do what we can here. So we're gonna start off with both feet planted firmly on the floor. Just gonna inhale up. Exhale, take the right arms out to the side. We're gonna bring the right arm underneath and the left arm on top. And then if we can, we're gonna get those hands together. If you can't, you give yourself a big bear hug. If not, try and bring those arms together. Get yourself stable here. And then when you're ready, cross the right leg over the left. And here's the easiest thing too, is just to keep a toe hold. You can always be in front of a wall and bend into the knees. As we bend into the knees, keeping that chest lifted. Try and bring the elbows up, bend into that knee. Try and focus and balance. More breaths right here. And again, if you need help with balance, just take a toe hold and bend into the knees. That's the easiest thing to do here to help you with that balance. Because then you can even lift that toe, float it as you feel like you've got that balance. One more breath. And just extend, release those legs, release those arms. And then give it what it needs to release that upper body as well as that lower body before we go to the other side. So when you're ready, again, just get both feet planted firmly on the ground. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, take the arms out to the side. This time, left arm underneath, right arm on top. And again, just try and bring them together. Get those arms together. Get yourself where you need to be. When you're ready, cross the left leg over the right. Again, you can start with that toe hold. Bend into the knees. Keep that chest lifted. The elbows up. Find a place. Focus and rest. Lift those elbows up. Elbows in line with the shoulders or elbows at the chin. Best as we can. And hold. Some more breaths. And then once again, stand up, release the legs, release the arms, and let it go. Ooh, all right. And then take those hands, press those hands behind you. Roll the shoulders back and the shoulders. A little bit more stretch here. All right, bring the chin forward. And then take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And then take the hands over to the right hip. That shoulder, one more stretch. And then release those hands, chin through center, left ear to the left shoulder. And then again, take the hands over now to the left hip. Try to pull that right shoulder down away. So there's two ways we can stretch. We can take things into a closed stretch versus an open stretch. This is an open stretch of the shoulder. Closed stretch was our eagle arms. Stretching muscles, opening versus closing into them. And then take those hands down. Release those hands, rock that head out a couple times. And then bring that chin back down towards your chest. And then as we inhale, lift the chin up off the chest. All right, roll those shoulders a couple times, whatever we need to do. And then we're gonna make our way down to the ground. So make sure you got some room. Inhale up, exhale, let's fold forward.
So coming back into that standing forward fold, head just body can shift the legs, hold it here for a breath or two. And then from here, hands are gonna come down. We're gonna walk or jump back into a plank. Through that plank, let's go ahead and slowly chaturanga, coming up into our cobra, biggest one yet. And then release, curl those toes, lift those hips, come back into our downward facing dog. Over here, breaths. And from here, we're gonna angle forward back into our plank. And then slowly lower down. This time we're gonna land on our belly. So coming down, landing on our belly. And as we stretch those shoulders a little bit more, turn around so we can see. We're gonna take the right arm underneath the left and the left arm on top. We're gonna get those arms out like we're tying a shoelace. And as we take those arms here, all right, get those arms out, reaching long, and then we're just gonna rest that head down. If you don't feel a stretch in your shoulders, maybe if you're rolled off to the side, you're not gonna feel as much stretch. You wanna have both shoulders up in the same plane, same place. Each shoulder, think about them as headlights. They're even, reaching the arms out. If you're not feeling a good stretch, you can reach the arms down more. You can take them longer. But with that right arm underneath the left, you should be feeling a good stretch through that right shoulder. And just resting down. Four nice deep breaths, inhale, exhale. And then to get out of this one, we're just gonna roll a little bit over to the right, unthread that left arm, and then we're gonna sit back into a child's pose. Sit back into child's pose, extend those arms, forehead down. Those arms long, give a nice big stretch. And then from here, we're gonna bring it back up. We're gonna lower ourselves back down, back onto that belly. This time, left arm underneath, right arm on top. Get those arms where you feel a good stretch. Press that head down and just hold it here. Big stretch those shoulders. And then here too, just go roll to the left a little bit, unthread those arms, and then once again, sitting back into that child's pose. All right, feet together, knees. Don't take those knees super wide. So take it into a nice wide child's pose. A little bit different, stretching those hips. Coming forward, reaching and holding it here. Hi, kitty. Holding it here. Hi, kitty. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. All right. Kitty's come for yoga. Alrighty. And then from here, lifting that head up, and then let's just walk those hands back, coming up. There's a little someone at the door kind of knocking whenever there's paws under the door. So kitty had to come for yoga. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's take those legs out. Out from underneath us, bring ourselves to sitting position. Let's just do a little bit of core, a little bit of belly strength. Come on, a little bit of boat pose. Right, she's got rabbits. The rabbits on the screen. Rabbits. Yes. All right. So boat pose. All right. Let's go ahead and start with those feet on the ground. Easy ways to come into boat and help support yourself is at the shins or the hamstrings. Not on the knees, ideally, but wherever you want to go, just kind of lean back. Lift those legs as you can. Then if you want to start supported, you can. Then if you can release the arms, release the arms. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders rolling back and down. If you want to extend the legs too, you can extend those legs. You can also extend and hold those legs. You can also hold here. If you want to keep your support, whatever you're doing, just pull that belly in nice and tight. Squeeze those inner thighs together, keep those legs together. Just hold yourself. Take your boat, take a couple breaths right here. And also too, if you need more support, you can always take the toes down and just lift them as you can. There's lots of ways to modify, do what works. Take one more nice deep breath. And then as we release, we're gonna take those legs long, lay back and take those hands up over the head and reach, point, and stretch. Stretching that entire length of that body. Reach, point, stretch. And then from here, let's take those arms up so where we can see them. Right hand grabs the left wrist and just pulls the arm over to the right. Get that shoulder a little stretch here. And then bring the arms back up to center. Left hand grabs the right wrist and just gently pull it over to the left. And then those arms come back up to center. Take the arms out to a T, bend the knees, let the knees drop to the right and look to the left. Keep the arms out to a T. Might even feel a stretch through the left side of the chest. Try to keep both arms flat on the ground. Knees just drop over to the side. And then from here, bring those knees to center, drop them over to the left gently and look over to the right. And then from here, bring those knees back to center. Bring the arms in. Take a loose hold on those legs, hug those knees in. You can take the hands on the shins to the hamstrings, or you can put the hands on the knees as drivers. Just don't try and grab those knees and hug them in, but go below. But whatever's gonna feel good. You can rock in circles, you can go side to side. And then before we make our way into Shavasana, one more stretch here. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop out to the side. So giving those inner thighs a nice big stretch, soles of the feet together. If you need a little more stretch, you can help by putting the hands on the inside of those thighs and gently pushing out. But if you don't, just maybe the weight of those legs would be enough to give those inner thighs a little more stretch. Another press right here. And then from here, take the hands to the outside of the leg and just help gently push those legs back together. And then as we make our way into our final posture for Shavasana, traditional corpse pose, but I encourage you to be comfortable however you are comfy. If you're not comfortable lying on your back, you can take a blanket, put it underneath the knees to help take some of the pressure off the low back. You can lie on your side, you can lie, sit, you know, kind of just seated. Do whatever works, but just find a place where you can just take a few minutes to close your eyes. Keeping those eyes closed, just let that breath slow down. Let that body come to a halt. Let that mind slow down. Just lying here and continue to breathe.
Slowly bringing some awareness into that body. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, head even. I'm just going to bring a little bit of movement back in that body. Movement brings thought into that mind. And when you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Just remaining here for a moment. Happiness is a direction, not a place. And again, that quote is, happiness is a direction, not a place. And that is a quote from Sidney J. Harris. Now when you're ready to use that outside arm, push yourself back up to where we began. I actually began our practice standing, but now we're back to seated. And hopefully in a happier place, or at least a little bit clearer mind to bring that happiness into our hearts. And I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next week. Namaste.